Welcome to the Automation Architect. I'm Alex.
And I'm Benita.
Today, we're tackling something huge. If you're a software engineer, your job is about to be fundamentally redefined. The era of manual coding as we've known it, well, it's over.
Now, that sounds like a crazy, bold statement, right? But the data absolutely backs it up. So we're going to spend the next few minutes breaking down exactly what this means for you, for your engineering teams, and for the entire future of building software.
That's it, exactly. Because this isn't really about code anymore, is it? It's all about architecture and orchestration. We're shifting from being these individual coders to becoming what we're calling automation architects, people who direct a whole team of intelligent AI agents.
And yeah, this quote here on the slide, it just cuts right to the heart of the matter. The role hasn't just changed, it's been dismantled. The whole bottleneck in software has completely moved. It is no longer about how fast you can type out code.
Right? Which brings us to this massive paradox. We've got AI assistants pumping out like 50% of our code. It's saving developers hours every single week. So, Alex, where's that huge productivity leap we were all promised? What happened?
Well, Benita, this slide right here, it tells the entire story. Look at this. The adoption of these AI tools is nearly universal. We're talking 85%. But developer trust in what those tools are creating, it is absolutely plummeted to just 29%. That's not a gap, that's a canyon. It's a massive crisis of confidence.
And this number is exactly why. A full 2/3 of developers now say they spend more time debugging the AI's almost right code than they would have just writing it themselves from scratch. You know the AI gets you 90% of the way there, but that last 10%, it's a total nightmare.
In this phenomenon, this is what the experts are calling the AI Distortion Effect. Think about it. Generating code is easy now. It's no longer the bottleneck. The real problem is verification. You can't just throw more junior developers at the problem anymore. The real limit is how many senior architects you have who can actually look at the AI's work and say, yes, this is correct. So this whole verification bottleneck has basically forced a total rethink of everything. The old tools are just broken. So let's talk about what's replacing them, the command center. And this slide, it lays out the shift perfectly. We're moving away from that classic IDE, the integrated development environment, where one single developer is hammering out syntax. The new world is all about the command center, where an architect is orchestrating a whole team of AI agents, basically a silicon-based workforce. Exactly, and inside these new command centers, you're not really coding in the traditional sense. You're reviewing the AI's work in these approval queues, you're equipping them with new abilities from skills libraries, and you're scheduling them to run routine maintenance tasks completely on their own. You become the manager, the final judge of quality.
And of course, these new tools, they demand a totally new kind of professional. This isn't just a simple evolution of the software engineer. This is like a new species emerging, the Agentic Architect.
And the economic data here is it's mind-blowing. We are talking about 40% annual growth for this role, a salary premium of almost 30%, but the number that should really get your attention is the demand-supply deficit. It is over 50%. There literally are not enough people with these skills to hire. Companies are desperate. And that desperation is forcing companies to completely blow up their old team structures. That old pyramid model, a huge base of junior coders at the bottom, it's dead. It's being replaced by this new diamond structure with way fewer entry-level roles and a much, much wider and more valuable mid-level of these experienced orchestrators and architects.
And listen, this isn't just some academic theory. We are already seeing this play out in the real world with major companies. Let's look at a few quick case studies.
Okay, first up, there was this big tech firm that was completely trapped in what they called dependency hell. They had hundreds and hundreds of microservices, and the constant churn of AI-generated code was creating endless conflicts. So what did the lead architect do? It was brilliant. They built a team of AI agents whose only job was to monitor the code, find the conflicts, and fix them automatically. The architect literally became an AI workforce manager.
Okay, our second case is just fascinating. It's a European infrastructure company, and for them, the real challenge wasn't the code, it was human trust. So they actually retrained their architects to manage what they call epistemic risk, which is basically the risk of not knowing why an AI made a certain decision. Suddenly, their job was less about code and way more about making sure the AI was ethical, safe, and something humans could actually trust. And finally, let's talk about Toyota. They had tons of cool, isolated AI projects happening, but they weren't seeing any real return on investment. So their architects did something radical. They started treating their AI systems like a literal human workforce, complete with performance reviews. The architect's job shifted entirely to economic governance, making sure every single AI action had a clear, measurable financial return.
So when you pull all this together, the message for every single engineer and every tech leader out there is crystal clear. You either learn to orchestrate or you are going to become obsolete. The ground has permanently shifted beneath our feet.
And the key takeaways for leaders here are absolutely critical. First, you have got to dismantle that old pyramid team structure. Start upskilling your best internal experts right now, because I'm telling you, you can't hire your way out of this talent gap. Second, you've got to restructure your teams into what some are calling supercells, to just slash that friction between teams. And maybe most importantly, you have to mandate verifiable governance. You have to remember, trust, not code, is the new bottleneck.
Which really leaves us with one final big question for everyone watching. Take a hard look at your own career. Are you building it for the old world of coding, or are you building it for the new world of orchestration?
And that's all the time we have for today. If you want to stay way ahead of the curve on this massive shift, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Automation Architect channel. Thanks for watching.